Hi, hello, welcome, Karen Thornton from the admin
Hi.
team. How are you?
Yeah, all good, thank you.
Good, good. So for anyone watching that don't know what you do explain what it is you do and also where you're based.
So, I'm a virtual assistant. My company is called the Admin Tree, and we've been going just over 4 years now. So, basically, as a virtual assistant, I just help lots of small businesses with all their admin needs. Any of those things on their to-do list that you just never get around to doing. We all know what that's like.
Yeah.
And just sort of for people to outsource all the sort of bits and pieces that either they're not very good at, or that they just don't have time to do. So
Yeah.
it's just that extra support, and try and just give business owners a little bit of time, so they can put a bit more time back into their business rather than any free time they do get, then constantly spending evenings and weekends catching up with accounts and all that sort of day-to-day admin for them and their
Yeah.
business. So
And is there any particular industry or business that you specialise in, or can you kind of work across the board?
no, the clients that I look after are a huge range. So I have lots and lots of different hats, and you sort of end up becoming a bit of a expert, loosely expert in lots of different fields. And it's just so interesting learning about everyone's different businesses, all those different fields, all those different industries, things that you just never thought you'd sort of find out details about, and some industries that you just wouldn't think even existed.
Yeah, you must get quite an insight into their workings and how they all kind of, their workflows as well.
Absolutely, they're all so different. Everyone has, even within the same industry, everyone has such different ways of working
Yeah,
that you pick up some really good tips as well going along, and you can pass that from client to client. And some things that might work for one client won't necessarily work for the other.
yeah,
So it is. I love it. It's just such an insight into sort of different worlds.
yeah, yeah. So you and I have known each other for a little while now, in the business sense, but also outside our businesses as big fans of netball.
Absolutely, I am missing my netball so much.
Yeah, I know. So we
I
can't
can't
play
wait to
netball,
get
we
back on
can't
court.
watch netball. It's a bit. Oh,
I know, I know. Keep sort of WhatsApp group with all my different teams that I'm in, and everyone's just sort of dying to get back on court and start playing the games again.
yeah,
So we'll see, we'll
yeah,
see.
yeah. So you and I think, are both home-based businesses anyway. So we're quite
Yeah.
used to working at home. But have you found you've had to adapt a little bit, or have you faced anything you've had to sort of switch around?
No, what my sort of day to day has remained relatively the same. It has gone a bit quieter because obviously I look after a number of, as I said, a number of different businesses, small businesses within different sectors. So some of those have been affected drastically and had to completely close down for the time being. Others are sort of still going, maybe had to adapt their business. So I'm sort of there to support that. Um, so it's a real variety. So I mean, work has slowed down at the moment, so I am quite liking working this part time.
Mhm.
But obviously when the finances come in at the end of the month, that's when we all feel it a bit. So
Yeah, yeah. And have you found that although maybe like what you're doing day to day, business has taken a dip, are you finding you're doing other things now, and maybe in terms of marketing your business, or have you kind of thought of different things to do with your time?
yeah, I mean, as a virtual assistant, obviously helping loads of other people clear their to-do lists, mine tends to get bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
So I've been using the time to do a bit of online training. So although I'm not a qualified bookkeeper, I'm quite sort of proficient with using Xero and do a lot of bookkeeping services for people. So I've been doing a lot of training on Xero, and just trying to sort of yeah, just up my game a little bit with that. A little bit of the social media side of it is my next sort of, want to learn a bit more about that, and MailChimp. So yeah, I'm looking at different sort of little training courses online that I can do, just to sort of improve myself. All these things that just want to spend a little bit time just to understand it a little bit more, so that I can offer a better service to my customers.
Yeah, exactly. It works twofold, doesn't it? You're getting the knowledge, but it's also things that you can pass down to through your business to your customers. So
Yeah,
they benefit
definitely.
of it.
Yeah, it just widens those tasks, doesn't it, for
Yeah,
them?
yeah. And how you find it? Have you got your family at home? How are you finding that dynamic?
Yeah, so I am used to being here on my own with the
Yeah,
dog.
yeah,
I have got my husband who is furloughed and getting very bored. He is going through lists of jobs. He even hoovered the shed out the other day, which I was just like, what is he doing? And then I've got my two boys, Jake and Joe, who are 16 and 19. So Jake's back from uni. He's just started doing uni again from this week, so doing online lectures.
yeah.
But it's not full time. And yeah, Joe was unfortunately one of the years that should have been doing GCSEs. So although he's still doing a bit of schoolwork, he doesn't really have to do very much, because he's got nothing to do it for now. So it'll be wait and see what the grades are.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, where I'm the one working at the moment, I keep looking out my office window and seeing them sitting in the garden sunning themselves. So I don't like that.
Yeah, I'm certainly finding that as well. So I, like yourself, I was sort of just at home, just me and the dogs, nice and peaceful and quiet, my own space, my own office. The husband has infiltrated my office now and is encroaching on my desk, which I'm not that happy about, but you know, he needs to carry on working. My kids are at home, so you know,
Yeah,
one
I think yours is
furlough.
similar age to
Yeah,
mine. So
yeah,
it's quite nice because I don't have to be homeschooling and be there for them.
gosh, yeah.
I just couldn't even imagine trying to work and have to sit with sort of toddlers and homeschool and younger children. So hats off to all those who are doing that.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know how these mums and dads are doing it, where they're trying to run their business or work from home and they're trying to homeschool their kids and keep them entertained and also keep sane themselves. I just think, wow, I'm glad I'm not in that bracket anymore.
Yeah, no, I do feel quite lucky that they can go and do their own thing, and I can shout to them to make me a cup of coffee and make me some lunch. So it's quite nice.
Yeah, yeah. Is there anything that you're looking to change or adapt? Do you think when we kind of get through this whole coronavirus thing, do you think your work will go back to how it is, or do you think you'll sort of take anything that you've changed or learned from during this time?
I think once sort of all my current clients sort of are back up and running, when things sort of settle down and lockdowns eased off and they can get back to business a bit, I think it will more or less go back to sort of how it is. Obviously with doing some of these courses, it's nice to just develop and improve yourself all the time. So it will be nice to be a bit more confident in being able to offer new services to people.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think it will change too much when we go back, but
Yeah.
I think it's the learning curve from it, that where we've all actually slowed down. I was saying to my husband the other day, I feel so much less stressed and everything's just sort of ticking along nicely. You've got time to think and do that, and I would love it to go back and for people to just appreciate that and
Yeah.
try not to go back into that sort of stressful everyday life, and just
Yeah.
sort of ease back into it, but just keep that sort of positive mind.
Definitely. I think I'm finding that sort of community, that everyone seems a little bit more friendlier than usual. Not sure if that's the right word, but a
Yeah,
little bit more amiable. You know, we're all like last night, we're all coming out clapping for carers and like waving and interacting with our neighbours, although we can't see each other. And sometimes before all of this, perhaps wouldn't necessarily have interacted as much with our neighbours because we're all so busy getting on with our lives, and that seems
do you
to
know what,
be
we
a little
went out
bit.
to clap last night, and there's a lady across the road who's with children, sort of a young family, and I just shouted across the road to her, "You okay? You all okay?" She went, "Which house are you in?" And I pointed to my house. She went, I don't think I've ever seen you.
Oh,
And we've been here nearly 3 years. So yeah, exactly what you've just said.
yeah, yeah. I think that real sense, not just sort of physically in your own sort of situation, but online, there's that real sense of community, isn't there? And people sort of trying to support each other and just be friendly, which is a really lovely thing.
Yeah, definitely. We've been still doing, I do a network meeting once a week, which I love. And it's just sort of, as you will know as well, working from home, it's nice to go out. I know you do a few networking meetings, nice to go out and just sort of speak to like-minded people and just share ideas and support each other. So we've been doing those on Zoom
Yeah.
and that. And I sort of really look forward to it. It's nice to have that support network around you, definitely.
Yeah, yeah, I've been doing so much more of this kind of Zoom than I ever did before, even though I'm kind of an online business, as probably you are as well. You're that virtual business where you do a lot
Yeah.
online. That's not unusual for you. I didn't really do a lot of Zoom before because I still liked to meet people face to face and, you know, get a brief from them and get a feel for their business. But for me, I think I'm going to certainly do a lot more of this because it's a really good way to sort of communicate and keep in contact with people as
It
well.
is, definitely, it is. I think a lot of businesses will, I think they probably realised that they can do so much more online, working from home. I think people were probably scared to do it before, and where you've been forced into doing it,
Yeah.
I think it will change the way that the businesses operate.
Yeah. I think a lot of business owners are getting their head around the tech, things like this, and they're not so frightened of it anymore. They're like, well, I've kind of been forced to do this, so it's not going to be scary for me anymore. I'm just going to go with it.
That's right, that's right, it's good.
Yeah. But for probably you and I, it's probably been just the norm because that's what we've kind of always done.
Yeah, but again, I didn't used to use like Zoom or sort of Skype very much before. Like you, I like to go out and meet somebody, have a coffee with them, get to know them.
Yeah.
And I think I'll definitely still do that, but I'll definitely incorporate a bit of online meetings and that.
Yeah.
It's less time as well.
It is, yeah, yeah. I think when we can though, I think I'll probably still want to do those face to face just to get out of that home environment, get out and have coffee and cake with
Yeah,
people.
definitely. All we do is stare at a screen at the moment.
Yeah, yeah. So how can people reach you, Karen, if they want to kind of find out a bit more about your services, what you can offer and how you can help them?
If anyone just Googles the admin tree, my website should come up. So that's theadmintree.co.uk. But we're also on all social media, so on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter as well. So you can get hold of me through that. And I'm more than happy to just have a chat with people if they just need, so many people, I think, have too much to do sometimes and always can't do it all themselves and don't need to do it all themselves. But are sometimes too frightened of, I know I need help, but then when I speak to them are a bit like, I'm not sure what you can do. So yeah, more than happy to just have a chat, either video or when the time allows, over a coffee face to face with anyone, and just sort of talk through what they're struggling with and offer ideas of where we could possibly help.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Excellent. Oh, it's really lovely to chat to you, Karen.
And you.
Good luck with lockdown at home and, with business and family and all of that, because I know we're all facing
Thank you.
challenges at the moment.
No, I know. And hopefully I'll see you on court soon.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great. Thanks a lot,
Brilliant.
Karen.
Lovely. Thanks, Stacey.
Bye.
Bye.